start with pledge.
I don't even have to sit down.
No. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Teresa, take the roll, please.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Brenneman.
Yes.
Kill.
Here.
Walslager.
Here.
Jazz.
Yes.
And Bowen and Mattson are absent with notice.
All right, do we have any additions to the agenda, or could I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. Walslager.
Yes.
Brenneman.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Jazz.
Yes.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the 10/3/2023 meeting?
That was such a long meeting.
It was about 5 minutes, then the tornado sirens went off, and then we went home. Yeah.
So moved. Reading the minutes, you guys got a lot done.
Well, I think Teresa just put everything in there and said, yeah, this is what we talked about.
That would
And
have
it
been
took,
there.
and it took 5
We
minutes.
voted on everything.
Yeah, we did vote on it. We actually did vote on everything, so,
That's good.
yeah. So Chris made a motion. We got a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? Other than we really did a lot of
Travis,
stuff.
Travis made the motion.
Travis.
First, Mark.
Can we get a second?
Oh, I thought Chris made the motion.
He said it was a short meeting.
Oh, okay. So you made a motion
Yeah, sure.
and a second? Okay.
Those were yours.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. Jens,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yeah.
Wasslager.
Yeah.
That's the only video I've watched in its entirety.
Yeah, everybody was a little jumpy when the sirens went off, let's just say. Because when we had to ask, where's our place to hide here? Oh, the bathrooms. Yeah.
That is the designated spot,
Yeah.
but we all decided we're just as safe in here.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, do we have a motion to approve the bills submitted for payment?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? I went through, I didn't see anything that,
No mucklucks in there?
no muck boxes it didn't look like. I got to the bottom and seen how much it was, I thought, holy crap. Must be running the same.
Payments. Long payments kill us.
Yeah, must have been some payments in there. All right, if not, we'll vote. Jazz,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yeah.
Wasslager.
Yeah.
All right, anybody from the public? I know BJ's already on the agenda. You're gonna be here to talk later on, so we're good. We'll move on to visitors. BJ Olson's here requesting us to review ordinance 715, which is the licensing provision for cannabis establishments. BJ, good to see you.
Yeah, hey, thanks for allowing me to be here. Basically, I just wanted to come before you guys and talk and ask if there can be anything done to take into consideration reducing the number of available medical cannabis licenses for the city. I know when originally we went through and did the original planning for this, everybody was in anticipation of rec being approved, myself included, and a lot of people in this industry included. That didn't happen. So now having those 3 licenses available, I know there's one that's currently open and still 2 that are under, but I'm paying for one and yep, there's 2 open.
You're the only one we have.
Okay.
There are 2 open, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I would like to ask if there's a way that we can review that and reduce those open ones to not have them open until rec would pass, and then at that time we can review it to see if it's something that the city would like to allow more of. But at this particular moment, given the fact that it's medical only, I truly feel that there's absolutely no way that this community could support more than one, let alone one. We get a lot of our support from outside of this community to help us survive.
I do just want to point out, so our ordinance says cannabis licenses. So that does cover both medical and recreational. So if they ever do legalize recreational, it's all, we don't change our ordinance. So it isn't, our ordinance isn't just for medical
Right.
cannabis. So I just
Yep.
want to make that clear
Yep.
with you guys.
And if we did change it, can we go back and review it and change it back?
I mean, you can always change the ordinance, yeah.
So we're not gonna be bound by anything the state says
No.
and say that we
It's just
can't.
who's on the council at that time,
Right.
it's the will of the council at that time, yeah.
Anybody got any questions or comments? I guess I have one I'll just throw out. When we originally voted on this, I was kind of pushing this to only have 2 instead of 3. I don't know that I'm ready to say we only need 1, but I think I could be ready to say we could get by with 2.
I could go with 2.
Um,
Yeah, my question was just, why was 3 the number? Do we know why 3 was the number?
3 was the allowable, wasn't that the allowable number?
So
No.
I sat in with the planning and zoning and helped them through the process of coming up based on a lot of the recommendations that came from our sources outside. And, there was nothing that said, communities have to allow at least 1.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said, the only thing is you had to have at least 1.
1,
And
But their max was up to you.
right.
Yeah, and personally, I feel that the reason why there's 3 is because that I was involved with helping come up with, some of the ideas coming into it, and people wanted to just make sure there wasn't a monopoly in it, which I completely understand. But the reality of it is we're here a year later. The market is definitely not what it was sought out to be, and the fact that there's really, no guarantee that Rex's gonna pass even this next time. So.
Right. Right.
I'll take a different approach on this. If getting the product is so difficult and the amount of users is so low, what if we made it infinite? We have no ceiling. There currently is 3, there's only 1 being used. The market will dictate how many licenses are
So
sold.
then, and I agree with you, and what I foresee happening is as we get closer to that recreational vote, and depending on how people are feeling one way or the other, I feel that people would be all over that, and I think that that's the wrong thing for this community.
To have an unlimited number.
To have an unlimited, and
Right.
I mean, to have 3 in a community of only 3,500. If you look at all the other cities throughout the state, the per capita, the number of licenses per capita, we are by far the highest.
Okay. 3 for 35, you're saying is way above.
Unreal.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and maybe that's something that we could look at, is setting it based on population, like 1 license up to 5,000 people, 2 licenses up to 10,000, and maybe stepping it up there. But I think it should be based on something.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what the state does with liquor licenses, and we have people wanting liquor license, and we're max per capita.
Right, because of our, yeah.
So that, you kind of want to weigh that out as well.
Well, that's why we
Limit
figured
yourself.
it was good for you to come in,
Yeah.
talk to the council. I think we need to discuss this further and just see because we can't take any action on it tonight anyway. We would have to put it on as an action item first.
No, yeah, if you guys would have to discuss it, and if you want to make any changes, you'd give your direction
Right.
to staff, and you'd look at it at a future meeting, a change in the
Right.
ordinance.
We haven't had people knocking down the door for the other 2
And
licenses.
like I said, originally, we had all
That's
3
it then.
taken, and
Yeah.
only, Community Road is the only one
Right.
that's utilizing it and up and going.
Right, and when we were kind of in the spotlight and talking to the community about what was all going on, it was kind of shocking how many citizens didn't realize that we had 3. Like, oh my God, once they heard that we could literally have 3, they were just blown away. And again, that's because about the same number of people here or at those
Yeah.
hearings, so just people don't know. But I think if people did know, if it came down to that. But again, I'm here just to find out what can be done, and if there's anything that needs to be done from my end, I'd be more than happy to.
Well, Teresa's correct. We can change an ordinance if we have enough people on the council that say we want to change it. I mean, that's the bottom line. If we can change anything we want if we have the right amount of people say yes.
Do you know what the Sioux Falls limit is? Are they at their limit?
So they are offering only 5, and community of 200,000. Rapid City offered 15 originally. I believe they repealed back some of their licenses as well. There is 1 license currently open in Minnehaha County that's $150,000. I'd be really curious to see who gets that and where that plans on going. But Lincoln County, theirs are gone. They ended up going with 2. They've only had one place open. A lot of these smaller surrounding communities that offered multiple licenses only have one establishment that opened.
Right.
Sioux Falls actually, they don't even have all 5 of their dispensaries open yet.
Yeah, I looked on the map, I think there was 4. Most of them were on the south side of Sioux Falls.
Yeah, they are. So the next one that's gonna be opening is Roy's, and that's a little bit closer. It's a little bit further up on 26th Street. So 26th and that Marion area.
Area, okay.
So it'll be a little bit closer to us as well.
All right. Questions, anybody? Not? Thank you, BJ.
You bet.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll move to reports. Mr. Brian is here from the fire department. Chief, what do you got for us tonight?
Good evening, Mayor, Councilors. I'm not gonna go through the nuts and bolts of the report that you can read. I just wanna touch on some of the highlights. Had a good week, fire prevention activities going on at the school, into the elementaries with the smokehouse, middle school, with our burn room. We do as an exhibit every year, plus a speech in front of both of those, so that went really well. Thanks to the school staff for allowing us to come in and do those things. We have our ISO review for the city of Hartford coming up next week, thanks to Teresa and her staff helping put some of the documentation together as far as city building codes and ordinances. We'll have the rest of the paperwork put together, and hopefully we have a good performance review from them. We'll be out handing out Halloween glow sticks again on early evening on Halloween. That seems to always be a hit with the kids, and especially the parents having young kids, making them visible out and about in the community here. One other thing that isn't on here that is just being worked on and finalized through Minnehaha County Fire Departments, we have a new mutual aid agreement. It's already signed off by all the departments in Minnehaha County, but it's also engaging departments outside of Minnehaha County, around the periphery, like Harrisburg, T, Canton, Lennox. We're looking at Chancellor, Parker, the whole perimeter around the county. It's really, in the event of a major incident, we're setting up the expectations and standards, and they're agreeing to come in and help us. We're also agreeing if they have a major incident, we're gonna go help them, but it provides those additional resources and manpower to the county and this general metro area.
Well, that's good.
So with that, questions?
I was gonna ask you something, no, I can't remember. Oh, how's our lock deal coming? The Knox locks, or Knox locks, or whatever that's.
I would say slow but sure implementation.
Okay.
Last one to go in is Maple Pass out there. They received it. They contacted the department. We were out there, gave them advice on where to install it. They have yet to call us back. We have to be the ones to lock the keys in it.
Okay.
But it seems to be going well. A few more businesses here and there, even though it's not required by city ordinance, are opting to put it in. That way, if there's an incident, we can actually get in there without having to damage the structure. So, all in all, I think it's going well. We had some good meetings with the Maple Pass management team out there. We've had 3 different meetings with them out there. We got another one coming up at training next week. We'll be out there with the whole team. But when we're talking about what goes in that Knox box, things like that, we're thinking worst case. All right, here's what we'd like to see in there for keys. I.e., if we have to evacuate the whole building, we want at least 3 sets of master keys, so we can put 1 per floor if we're having to go in, do search and rescue, things like that. We'll also have master keys to the exterior doorways, to the utility rooms, to get breaker panels, things like that. They're also going to be providing us master keys for all the multifamily housing to the north also. Recognizing that it may not be a fire, other emergency, but if we have a medical emergency, somebody's home alone, can't get up and get to a door, we have access to get at and care for patients. So management and the construction crews out there have been really great to work with.
Good. All right, any questions for the chief? If not, thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys.
We'll see the guys on Halloween. I know they always make sure that they're always down our street for sure, because we always have a zillion kids on badge. So, all right, Chamber and Economic Development Director, Amy Fox.
Thank you. My information's in your packet. The only update currently that I have is with our trunk or treat around the corner. We have 23 trunks currently reserved or registered. And last year, about the same time, we were at 26. So with a little over 2 weeks out, I think we'll get a few more to come in. And we are giving out 3 awards this year. So we're excited about that. And we have asked the mayor to be one of the judges. He may be the only judge, but he is one of the judges, so.
I love candy.
Do you have full-size candy bars, Mayor?
I do like full-size
I know
candy.
somebody that's giving those away.
Okay.
Is that you? Yeah. Nice. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but if you watch, they're on sale.
They will go quickly.
All right, anything else, Amy? All right, thank you. Any questions for Amy, anybody? If not.
Is there, just an observation, as we were signing up for that, there's no place to like put your theme, and so it's possible, I would assume, with the trunk or treat to have similar folks with the same theme.
Possibly, but the last 2 or 3 years we've done it, I have not seen one that has been the same.
Yeah, no, I would say that,
But it could happen.
yeah, that'd be spooky.
I walked right into that one.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Just lining them up.
You're on fire.
Yeah,
I walked
You're
right
on
into
fire.
it.
All right, any other questions? If no other questions for Amy, we'll move forward. City engineer report, Michael's here from ISG. I told him we were gonna be nice to it today.
Good evening, everyone. Quick one tonight. Really, the only general engineering that we've done the past couple weeks is just observing that top lift of asphalt out in the past. Out there, didn't see any issues with it, and we'll follow up with a bunch of our own. I know Jesse was out earlier this week just to note a few items that we'll make sure to get to the developer. Next is 6 and Munt. Contractor was out there and did see those bare areas. So we'll monitor those and make sure that they establish, just to get those homeowners, set up.
Did they get the seed down before the rain?
I believe
Yeah,
so, yes.
yeah, it was down like about.
Yeah, they came on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not dormant seeded, it's actually supposed to sprout.
Would it sprout?
That's my
Oh,
understanding.
really?
It was in
I
the
came
seed
up.
window.
Did it?
Yep.
Cause soon as I seen her and go by, and I was like, oh, it's time to water.
Perfect.
You're a smart one.
Bike and rec trail real quick, we did get that Comer application resubmitted for those modifications in the floodplain. We did manage the no rise, and that was just a result of some of the comments FEMA had with our initial submittal, just making sure we got that back by November 15th.
And those plans are done on the shelf, basically, is what we,
That's the plan, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we're just
finishing them.
Following up with the Colmar, so we got that approval too, so if we ever decide to move forward, everything's done.
Correct.
well, I'd love to see us be able to do that. That's it. I do buy Powerball tickets, so no, I didn't win. Darn it. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Western Avenue, we've got 90% internal review going on right now. Once we're done with that, we'll sit down with Teresa Craig and city staff and run through those. Then we'll start really on our coordination phase, call it up the project while we wrap up the plans, meeting with adjacent residents, adjacent businesses, and just continuing to coordinate with the DOT. Then the last one, the big one, the water rec facility. A lot's been going on, doesn't really look like it is a big holding ground right now, but we have been going through quite a few shop drawings just for the various submittals that they've had for pipe, for structures, for rebar and concrete of the structure, all that type of stuff. So that's all I had. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Just an observation, I'm sure the residents along 38 will be tickled when sewer main goes back in there on the south side of 38.
Yeah.
Kind of wonder what the heck, how come we couldn't have partnered with the state, but that is beyond our control.
I know it.
Yeah, and I think the state even pushed back when they were gonna construct it this year.
Yeah, they're doing it later
Supposed to be
when
in
they
the spring,
were.
and they've, I mean, they're just getting to it now.
Yeah.
I hope it stays warm enough that they get that paved before winter.
Yeah, have you heard, what is there, do they have a plan, or are they just waiting on the
They
weather?
were going to pave last Thursday, but then the rains came, and I haven't seen them go back out there yet.
Well, I figured today
It's
when it
still
got so
milled up.
nice, I thought.
I would
they'd be
thought-
out there.
I thought, yeah, yesterday or today, you know, it'd be dry enough, they'd do it, but I haven't seen anything, and I haven't heard
It's
anything, so.
asphalt, 50 degrees, 40 degrees?
40 and rising, I believe.
We got something here we laid a while back in the rain. Remember that?
I've heard that did go
Yeah,
up.
that didn't go well.
Mhm.
They should not do that again.
Well, it's the state, so we gotta know. for sure.
All right, any other questions for Michael? If not, thank you.
Thank you.
We have no public works report because he's on the river.
I have a question for Michael.
Not river fishing, he's on the river.
With your new office, did you get a window?
No, they actually moved the civil group away from the windows for whatever reason, so
Yeah.
they gave the nice window seats to the ones who actually designed the building, the
Oh,
structural and
nice.
architectural engineers, yeah.
Boy, that is a nice,
Very
man, that
nice.
is
Very
a
nice window
beautiful,
cutting.
beautiful facility.
Glad you guys could make it.
I didn't make it, but I've seen enough photos that
Wow,
looks nice.
yeah. All right, thank you, Michael. Since we have no public works report, we will move to Karen.
Yep, my report's in the packet, and, yeah, just included the attendance chart for the last half a year. So if you wanna look that over, and if I need to make any corrections, otherwise, yeah, payroll will be processed 1st of November, so.
I was thinking for the hours I've been working, mine should be a little more, but that's okay, I'm not gonna complain. How's that sound?
Man, there's a couple people with perfect attendance, look at that,
What, who is that?
Sean and Cindy.
Until tonight.
You want to know?
That's true.
Boom.
So will this will go up by $100 for everybody that's here
Yeah,
then?
I'll add tonight's.
We'll split theirs. Oh, no, that's not what you meant.
So not how
Oh,
that
yeah.
works.
All right, if you see anything on there that's mistaken, make sure you let Karen know right away.
Yeah, and I'll add tonight's, yep.
All right, any questions for Karen? Not, we'll move to Teresa, city administrator report.
Michael kind of gave you the project updates, I don't have anything new to add. Do wanna let you know, I think finally, we are getting our forms on our website, our fillable forms on our website figured out where people can go on, fill them out, and then submit them right through the website. So that took a little back and forth, a lot of back and forth with Jenny and Catalyst, our website, and RIT, and Adobe, and it was kind of more of a hassle or more of a chore than we thought it would be, but I think we got it figured out, and by the end of the month, I think everything on the new website should be working good, hopefully, so. It seems like it's going good, so I'm glad we're getting through that. With the EDA and the LIP grant, we've got all the initial paperwork they sent to us, we've got that all filled out and sent back to them. We're actually, me and Amy and then Sophie with CCOG are having a Zoom meeting with the state on Thursday. They call it a kickoff meeting, where they're gonna go through all the policies, procedures, make sure we know what needs to be submitted when, proper, procedures for doing everything, kind of go through the whole thing with us. So we have that scheduled for this Thursday. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff in my report, I don't really have any updates. Just want to let you know that the next meeting, the first one in November, although Craig will be back from vacation, he is going to, at 7 o'clock, go to the township meeting because they're gonna discuss who's gonna make, right now it's kind of, you do that road, we'll do this part, we'll do a little bit, it's kind of a hodgepodge, and nothing's in writing or written down, and so, just for future people, all the staff, we're just gonna get that all straightened out, so he's gonna go to that meeting first and then he'll be here, so. Otherwise, do you have any other questions about my report?
So you're gonna look at the sidewalks?
Yep, I put that in there, we kind of talked about earlier, we talked about different spots that maybe should have sidewalks, so I think, the state has a transportation grant, which is kind of a combination of 3 grants from the past. Safe Routes to School was one of them, they combined it all into one. It's an 80-20 grant, it's the best grant out there. They only take applications once a year in July, so that would give us this winter to kind of comb the city, figure out, you know, a good plan so we can get it submitted if that's what we so choose to do. So me and Craig are gonna work on that and then present something to you guys probably this spring, so see if that's what road you wanna go down.
This is my newfound fitness craze. I have been walking more, yeah, I've pointed out a few areas.
Yep, I got the little.
Just an observation, I guess, that kind of on the heels of some comments on the Hartford happenings about the traffic around the school. If our safe route to school is Mont, right, we put some crosswalks in to get those pedestrians back and forth from the west side to the east side and so on. Once they get to the end of Mont, they have to cross Second, and there's no crosswalks there. Cause there's no sidewalk on the north side of Second to take them to the school.
Yep, so that's,
So there's no, I mean, that was just the most obvious thing I came across.
yep, it's stuff like that, cause I think those pieces put it into our plan is something the state will definitely look at. I mean, we can definitely point out that's a route to school, that, you know, it's the safety of the kids, so, yeah. If any of you are out and about and you see things where you think should be a good connection to, and it isn't even just getting them to school, important infrastructure, so getting them to downtown, getting to the fire station, getting to the shopping plazas, that all can qualify under this grant, so we could kind of.
With that grant, I was wondering, like we thought on a month, people said no, they don't want the sidewalks because they're not here, they don't wanna move snow. Can they still say no? Or can we say,
So the
fuck?
issue is that is we can put sidewalks in the right of way because the city owns that. The issue with those ones on Munt, it was on their private property. And they can say no on their private property.
Yeah, the right way
But-
on Mont, to the north end of Mont is
It's
Yeah.
Right to the curb,
The
right?
trouble is, yep, it was offset and
Right.
we didn't have enough right of way in there, so it had to go on private
And was
property.
that
and-
because of the big trees, or what is the cause of that?
I think with the one guy it was, he wanted to keep his trees, right?
Yes.
Sure,
Because,
sure.
That-
yeah,
Is that the-
The
Yeah,
empty lot
'Cause
across
he's got
from
the
Genie.
big trees right there in the corner.
Yeah, and then the empty lot across from Genie,
Yeah.
our surveyor, when looking through the plats and trying to figure out the property lines, it was like an issue from 1904 or something.
Right.
That no one caught
Yeah.
until now. or just-
And those are
property pins
things we'll
on
have to
the west
look
side of
at.
the curb.
Yep.
Property pins for the folks on the east side are like 4 feet on the east side of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I did put a little blip in there, in my report, you know, maybe it's time you wanna think about, do we start? Right now, when you build a new house, whether commercial, residential, I shouldn't say house, new structure, you have to put in a sidewalk. So, you know, the newer parts of towns are all getting the sidewalks in. There are a lot of the older part of towns that got those hit and miss, you know, some have them, some don't. We really don't have anything in, that's the only thing we have in ordinance regarding sidewalks about putting them in. And we are putting them in with, you know, our new projects, any city projects, we've decided we're doing that. But there's nothing in our ordinance about a sidewalk if it needs repairs, mandating that. We don't have something there, because there are a few sidewalks, especially in the older part of town. Me and Craig inspect them and you don't even know a sidewalk's there unless you dig down in the dirt. The dirt's just completely overgrown, and you know, are those things that we make the homeowner, if they originally had one there, you know, correct that, fix that, or if there's a big crack in it, or, you know, maybe we should think about updating our ordinances for that too, so we can look at that to maybe help some of those sidewalk situations. Or, and then there's always implementing sidewalks citywide too, so that's always something to think about too.
Where in the, is there a plan to connect, like, I know there is a plan, I should say, to connect down into the Turtle Creek neighborhood, probably on the south side
Mhm,
of Mickelson,
mhm.
and then up to the highway. There's so many people that walk on the edge of that road, and people fly down that road in the mornings
And the
into
issue
the
with
sun.
that one is on the south side where that farmland is, that's county still. So we don't even got the city, so we don't have any jurisdiction there, so
Sure.
that's another nuance too, that,
Mhm.
you know, different places have different spots. But, if that property ever come into the city, then, yeah, that's.
And we really don't have a way, do we? Because we don't have, right across from me is not annexed in.
Right, that's county across from you.
Jacobson's not annexed in, Cornfield across
I
from.
said we have all, on the north side, we have all the way to Jacobsmith, but then they're not annexed
Right.
in, so,
Oh, boy.
you know.
Yeah,
And then I
that's,
think across from them is still the Cornfield, the county, so.
yeah, there's, we come to a dead end right there right now.
We do, you know, so it would be,
Could somebody grant us an easement if we were willing to build it?
oh, sure, definitely, I mean, yeah.
Is,
But then I said, you just wanna, there's lots of things to think about.
yeah,
So,
we probably need
you guys
to
can
talk.
start thinking about that this winter.
All right. Any other questions for Teresa? Do you wanna share the,
Maple Pass?
yes,
Yeah, so, Brian kind of alluded to, it, but, Paul too has been meeting with Maple Pass quite a bit. You know, doing inspections, especially now we're getting down to the wire, so he's going out there quite a bit. He, passed on a very nice compliment to the city. He said, the owners or contractors
Yeah.
out at Maple Pass said, I have it written down here.
you have it, yeah.
Yeah, basically, he says, he stated that for the size of our city, it is by far the best run government he has ever witnessed, so, there we go, kudos to you guys. So,
Wow.
yeah, so. Nice
Well,
to hear
that
something
should be
nice
on the
for a
back
change,
of our-
that you're doing
That should be on
something
the
right,
back of
yeah.
our t-shirts.
Size
Oh,
right
by
there,
the
for the
way,
best run government.
Best run government for a town our size.
Yeah.
That was really great. When I got that, I thought, holy
Yeah.
smokes.
I do wanna add one other little tidbit,
I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
I heard today that, Summit is looking at rerouting some of their pipeline and are looking at reapplying for another permit. They're looking at rerouting stuff to comply with county and city ordinances.
So
The reason they got denied the first
I
time.
also know that there is the possibility of 5 or 6 pending legislations regarding eminent domain that will probably be in front of the legislature.
Picture out there, yeah.
I think when that comes to fruition and the smoke clears, if there's something that we need to maybe talk to our guys about, we might wanna, just a thought, so.
Let's see how that turned out.
All right, anything else?
I noticed we're gonna take over some water
Oh,
services.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so, Rural Water has a water line that basically comes down Mickelson and then it goes south on Western. And the ones they have on it are those 3 accounts. It's St. George's, Cressman's, Lori and Gerald Cressman, and Tamman Oil are the ones on it. That's a long stretch of line and Rural Water wants to basically abandon it for only 3 people. So, right now the buyout, so if we have an agreement with Rural Water, if we take over any of their services, we have to pay a buyout amount. Right now, it's at $435, something like that. That amount's gonna change to over $2,500 after the first of the year. So they told us if we buy out the accounts now, they would honor that $434 or whatever it is.
And our deal is we get the water.
I'm gonna say, but then we get the accounts, we get to sell them water, so then we charge a higher amount of that. So letters, I had in my last report, letters were sent to all 3 of those property owners, cause they've got to consent to this. They've all turned in their application, or signed the letter saying that they will, switch over to the city's account. So now this fall, winter, we'll have to look at actually switching them. The one for St. George is gonna be easy switch. Our valves and lines are right next to each other. The one for Tammans, we'll wait and do when we bring over a line for Cam Properties, because we can come right off that, so that's gonna be a good switch. And Cressman's, it's not a bad switch, except that Rural Water has taken their line all the way in along Cressman's driveway, so it's gonna be a little more stretch to get to their valve. So a little more pipe there, but still not gonna be any absorbent costs. And like I said, then from now on, we'll then after that be able to sell them the water for the city.
Yeah, I didn't know if it made sense, I don't know if we're gonna have to wait until we made some improvements to Western to get tapped into them, but you're saying we can do it sooner than that?
Yeah, we can do it, because with Camp Properties, the one that's gonna do that multi-building, where Mathis's was, Red D Welding,
Yeah,
they're gonna bring in a water main there, and we'll be able to tap right off of that.
perfect.
So, and that probably won't be till next year sometime, and we've conveyed that to Tamron's and Rural Water, and they're fine with that whenever we get them switched, so.
Cool.
That's
So
what I
are you
think it
gonna
should
need
work.
an action from us at the time when you wanna do that, or can you guys you just gotta switch them out?
We have, funds in our budget to do water repairs and whatnot, and we'll just put it in the
Switch,
repair
okay.
switch, yeah.
Yeah.
We think it's gonna be minimal, yeah. $2,000, so.
I haven't been able to give Craig any grief, but I noticed that there's some lights that went in on 9th. Sioux Valley went and put some new streetlights in on 9th.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
met,
I don't remember really like that being on anyone's radar, maybe it was on Craig's, but.
he met with, Sioux Valley, Trevor at Sioux Valley. They did, like I said, I think 1 or 2 lights they put up in.
3 or 4,
Oh, was it 3 or 4?
Our bill went up by 4. Craig
Oh,
said it
4.
was for 9th Street.
yeah.
Yeah, he met with them. I know, Kidney also, there's gonna be, another light going in here on Main Street, south of the south bar there,
Mhm.
because they're taking down the elevator one, and so they're gonna put a
Oh, sure.
light in there after the rewiring there. And there was one other one that they talked about doing. I wanna say it's like on Kingsbury or South
Okay.
Street.
I just chuckled,
towards,
I'd go plant streetlights around town and just increase the bill, it's one way to generate revenue.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, oh, there's new streetlights here, there, what's going on? Yeah, so. No, I think, honestly, from a safety perspective, it makes sense to put them there, because there was a sidewalk there, and that was a pretty dark stretch.
Well, and I think that was the whole deal with 9th Street, it was pretty dark in there, 9th Street, so they thought they needed a little more light there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're really not giving him grief, you're kinda halfway giving him grief.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like he wasn't aware of it either until it happened.
Yeah, really, when they started kind of looking around, I think Sioux Valley kind of brought it to our attention.
But they had a big power to Peterbilt, it looked like, so it made sense for them to put those streetlights in.
Sure.
And I think it goes back maybe to a few weeks ago or months ago, when, the streetlight discussion, came about, the standard had changed, as to how many feet, between streetlights that had shortened up.
That shortened up,
Had
yep.
shortened up. And so
Mhm.
I don't know if that was an ISG standard, a federal, if it's just a new industry standard, but at some point
It's
that
not an
changed.
ISG, it's Sioux Valley said, here's our standard now, and I don't know if it came from the industry or
Right.
whatnot, but it was Sioux Valley that passed that on to us.
Sure.
Are you talking up in NAPS or just in general?
Just in general.
Yeah, just in general, they said that
Cause I know we had quite the conversation with NAPS.
the distance between streetlights, that footage had shrunk.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
That's exactly
Well, those
right.
LED bulbs aren't as bright.
Exactly. You guess what? You use half the power, but you need twice the lights. Makes perfect sense.
There you go. All right, anything else? No. You good? All right, let's move to new business. We got a couple items on there. First one is a discussion Teresa and I had the other day about reviewing the employee's handbook. We do it every 4 or 5 years. It's been 4 years. I guess we would like to establish a committee, a couple council members, couple staff, myself. I see I got it added on. You didn't tell me that the other day.
Well, I thought I'd throw you in there if you wanted
Yeah, I
to.
noticed that.
You can show up if you're not, but. Well, basically, I have kind of about 3 or 4 notations in our employee manual that probably should be updated or looked at. And like I said, about every 3 to 5 years, we like to do a full review of it. And last time we did it, we put together a committee, couple council people, couple staff people. I can't remember, it was 2 or 3 meetings, took a couple nights. We looked through a few sections, came up with recommendations. Some had some recommendations, some sections didn't. But then presented those recommendations to the council for review. So just wondering if we want to do that again, or if you want me to just present to you what I think I need to look at. But like I said, it's been a little while since we've done a full review, so probably about time. If anybody's interested on sitting on the committee.
Just matters on when we would do it.
Yeah. I think Jeremy, Mark on it. The last time we did it, I know we did them in the evening hours, just because
Were you on it last time?
most of the council works during the day, so it was a couple evenings. Yeah, we met for like an hour.
Wouldn't be against doing it, it'd just be a matter of
Yeah.
just
My
figuring out the
schedule.
right, yeah.
We're-
Same.
Let's do this, let's talk about it when we, first of November, when we got everybody here, hopefully.
Okay,
Okay,
yep.
I was just gonna pick on.
hopefully, I said.
That's all right, we could volunteer the two that aren't here, yeah.
First, I thought you said first of February, but you said first of November.
I was thinking February, but I wanted to say November.
Yeah, we
Just
could do
a
that.
wild idea. Is this something we could outsource with some guidance from like an HR firm that could say, hey, this stuff's new, you should have this in your manual, and you don't have it in your manual because I don't know HR
That's
issues.
good thought.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
we've
have
never
no
done
idea
that,
what's
but
in our
I
manual that is,
know our,
I mean,
the employee manual that we got now, the original form was drafted by the municipal league, by their HR group. So, and we have throughout the years made tweaks or changes to fit the city, but that
So
was
we're
many,
assuming
that was
it's-
many, many moons ago and things have changed,
that's,
so.
that's my concern.
Yeah,
And
Why
I don't
don't,
know.
yeah.
I mean, I could get a quote from somebody and see,
See who's,
See if I
see
can
who does
refer.
that, maybe the municipal league can even give you some, cause I
okay,
know
I'll
those
look into
guys
that for
who
the
does.
next meeting and then,
Yep,
cause we've never had that, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Good
us a
idea.
review
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
and let them redline some things if they see it.
sure, yep,
sure, I'll check into that and we can discuss that at the next meeting then.
good idea.
Probably don't have anything in there regarding cannabis use, I would assume.
We have drug use, and so when cannabis became legal, we made sure ours covered it, you know, basically just like with any other prescription drug, cause it's a prescription drug. You know, it has wording about prescription drugs in there, so,
Okay.
yeah.
So we'll talk about that again in the November meeting.
Yep, I'll see what I can, you know, come up with a quote, so.
All right, the last one also, I think we could probably just discuss quickly.
Yep.
Way
Just throw it
back,
out there.
oh boy, 3-4 years ago, remember? We talked about consent agenda. And the reason Teresa brought this up is because I'm doing such a great job of going through the meetings fast. Wait, that's what I thought she said, maybe she didn't say that.
It was, I was saying, we had such a quick meeting last time especially that.
Yeah, because of the tornado siren. If we had the tornado siren.
We could have the siren to go off every meeting, that would be
good. But this is something at some point we should probably think about and talk about again, if there's an appetite for looking at doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, with the staff input that's provided, it has made, I think the meetings much more efficient.
Yeah,
And so, yeah,
maybe right now with the way we're doing things, it's not so necessary.
Right.
With the recommendation sheet that you do, or, yeah.
yeah.
So I'd say for right now, we're probably good.
I'm not opposed to it, I'm just saying that is my, opinion of
Yeah.
that, just that change, definitely sped things up.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to this, I mean, if every meeting could be a tornado meeting.
One of my questions was, how do we, because one of the things that I like about these reports and taking some time with each one is just getting a chance to hear from, each person.
Yeah.
And I don't know how how you cover that if you do it this way.
So really, the consent agenda, what would be just, the things on there would be approving the agenda, approving the minutes, the bill report probably, because you can ask questions beforehand about them. The things that are not discussion worthy, to me, any ordinance or resolution, or most all your new business, because that's gonna be something brand new to the council, is still gonna be on the regular agenda. So things that would have a staff report will probably still stay on the
Okay.
agenda.
Because I'm
The
wondering
things
if the
that don't-
county, they still have staff reports, they are not included in there.
They are not included, yeah.
Right.
So the county, most all the cities around here have consent agendas. Like I said, the bulk of it is the regular business stuff, the
Right.
approving the agenda, the minutes.
And
You could do staff reports in there, or you cannot do staff reports in there too, I mean.
Right.
well, you could, and with the detail that we're getting, whether it could be approvals or just general information, if we don't want it to be in the consent for this meeting, we would just make a motion to change item 4
to the
Right.
regular agenda.
That's exactly right, so you will look at
So
this,
if I wanna talk about engineering for
Right.
whatever reason, then I just,
you're right, if we put staff reports there, and if you got something for engineering, or for my report you wanna look at,
I think
when it
we
comes to
need
approving the consent agenda, you make a motion, I approve it with moving, yeah, like I said, item
If I
number
got a
4 to the
question on
regular
change order
agenda.
or something, if that's in there,
Right,
and
Yeah.
I don't want it to be just go right.
Yeah,
through,
so I mean,
would
you're not
move
locked
it
into,
up.
that's exactly right, you're not
We
locked
still
in.
got options, I guess is my point.
yeah.
Right,
I'd say right now, are you guys okay that we leave it just the way it is and maybe we'll revisit
maybe
this
before
when
the
we get to
first
the
of the
new
year or
year?
something like that?
Yeah,
So, yep,
yeah. Because I think we
I'd like
have,
to hear the report stuff.
yeah,
from
I think we have done a good job of speeding the meetings up,
There you
so,
go.
not,
If you go on vacation more often, I can do a good job.
wow, here we go with that. All right,
okay.
nothing else in new business? I'd like a motion to move into executive session
So moved.
for, hold on, economic development and personnel.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, good. Oh, I don't need to count. Alright. Alright, are there any motions from the council?
All right, make a motion to post a part-time chamber position, to try to have somebody filled by the first of the year.
Alright,
Need any more detail than that?
I'll second that.
any discussion? If not, we'll vote. Wassler.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Jazz.
Yes.
Alright,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Sean.
You bet.